and the heartbeat of Boston sports, much like you, my brother. Uh, how do you feel about the Celtics season, and where do you see them going? Because they could potentially have to play the Heat, who they lost to last year,
Mhm.
or the Philadelphia 76ers potentially. I think they'll play one of those two teams. We'll get to the play in a second. But how do you feel about your Celtics?
Um, I mean, I've seen this movie. Unfortunately, Cavante will tell you I've had this conversation with him many times. I've seen this movie before. And because I've seen this movie before, it's going to be the same thing that I've said before when we made it to the NBA Finals against the Warriors. It's literally our season to lose again. It's their season to lose. You went 64-18. You not only had the best record, but like you didn't even lose 20 games. So I think the part of the problem that I kind of foresee with the Celtics is it's been the same problem that we've had before, but they've clicked a little bit better this year. But Tatum and Brown kind of need to be on at the same time. If they're both on at the same time, it's hard to beat Boston because we have so many bench players. Because Kristaps Porzingis, White, I hate Boston. Just we got dudes. Drew and shout out to CJ. I apologize to that man before. I'm gonna apologize to him publicly. I was a little mad when Boston got rid of Marcus Smart, and I remember CJ and I we got into an argument because I said, why did we pick a Drew Holiday instead of rolling with Marcus? But now that I'm seeing why we picked up Drew helps out on the defensive end, and he could score points too. And then they would decide, and Brad Stevens, huge shout out to him and what he put together with this team, because ever since he became the VP of our basketball operations, he built such a great basketball team. But now we have to put it together and just go get the ring. Like we at this point, we just have to go. We just have to get it done. There's really no excuse. And I feel like if we don't get it this year, that window will start to close. It will start to close because we're going to end up being like the Buffalo Bills basketball.
Ooh,
Okay.
speaking of a closed window, good one.
Ouch.
Shane, yeah, let's talk about the playing first because I want to go to the playing first. Tomorrow
Ooh.
we have the Los Angeles Lakers and the New Orleans Pelicans, and I want to get everybody's input. Raj, I know Laker Nation, y'all be watching 7:30 on TNT, so y'all get the 18, and then Golden State and Sacramento at 10 p.m. So the Lakers and New Orleans Pelicans, the winner will be the 7 seed and play what they'll be playing the Denver Nuggets, and then the winner of the Golden State Sacramento game will play the loser of the Lakers and New Orleans Pelicans for the A seed, who will play the OKC Thunder. And then Wednesday, the East on ESPN, Miami and Philly 7-8, and Atlanta Chicago at 9:39 versus 10. Again, winner of 7-8 becomes 7. Loser plays the winner of 9 and 10 for the 8 seed. So, Shane, I'm gonna start with you, man. Who do you have advancing, and how do you see this shaking out in the play-in?
I just saw something, earlier today, and I just really thought this was interesting. So there's a scenario where I think it's either the Lakers or one of those teams that's in that play-in, where if one loses, they're still going to hold their place no matter what, whether they're seventh or eighth. They just won't see Denver, right? So my thing is, I really don't. I don't. Somebody said that team should just. I think it was the Lakers. So I'm like, that doesn't make sense because if you don't lose to the Nuggets now, you're gonna lose to them later. What difference does it? So it really doesn't. So to me, it doesn't make a difference. Like when you lose, it's just that if you want to lose at the biggest stage, congratulations. You can dig your grave if you want to. That's just how I feel about that. But if I'm gonna choose, I mean, I don't want to choose the Lakers and then Steph go off like he always does, and then what I mean. I don't want to do that to myself. So I'll choose the Warriors in that one, just because I got that feeling the Lakers are just going to find a way to lay an egg. I just have that thought that way because they old. I mean, Snoop Dogg said it the other day actually, which I thought was quite interesting. He was just like, "Look," he even called Jeannie out and said, "Jeannie, you know." We got to get rid of the dinosaurs. Talk about the old dudes on the team. Because, like, I hate to say it, the Lakers, and we've seen this movie, the Lakers can beat the teams that have the old dudes. They can beat them. But these young boys, they ain't got nothing for these young boys. They ain't got nothing for them. And the Pelicans, they young. They're quite young. And Zion, he don't look like he eating too many cheese. Well, he's still eating cheesesteaks. Let me stop. He's
Ah,
still he's still eating his cheesesteaks. But at least I see the athleticism from him eating his cheesesteaks. So, and on the east side, I mean, well, the Sixers, if they don't beat Miami, then I don't want to hear it anymore. I'm tired of hearing about the Sixers. I think that at this point, the Sixers window has long closed. I think at this point, I think I'm just tired of talking about them because they're not worth talking about anymore. Miami, I never count them out, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because Jimmy Butler, I don't care if they're the 8th seed, I don't care if they're the 1 seed. That dude, for some odd reason, finds a way to get it done in the playoffs. To me, he's kind of like Eli Manning. I hate Eli Manning with a passion, but you want to know why I hate Eli? Because when he gets to the playoffs, he makes a run, and then it's like, you've got to be kidding
okay.
me. And
Cavante, Raj, how y'all see it playing out?
You want to go Gravante or you want me to go?
So the interesting thing is Shane talked about the Lakers being old, which we know they absolutely are. But I think when it gets to the playoffs, that's when you want vets. That's when you want old head because they do not play ball. I love OKC. I love what OKC has where they the plateau that they have reached. Because y'all remember back in the day when they had all them draft picks and they was like, oh, we're playing for the we're playing for the future. We're playing for the future. And this is the future. OKC's the #1 seed in the West. Who would have thought? But I feel like when it come down to it, if it's a veteran team, I feel like they're going to lose because they're so young. They still haven't quite got it yet. And SGA is an all pro, straight up. Like that's a superstar right there. But I'm not sure they have enough experience to go deep into the playoffs and knock off a different. Or no, they're probably the Nuggets. Oh no, they if they're the 1 seed, I think the
Yeah,
Lakers will beat them.
I
That's the
got the standards
craziest
for you,
thing.
Cavante. There you go. I got the standards for you. I got the standards for you, brother.
If okay, so Lakers and AC right now. Let's say for lack of for the like if it's how it is now, let's just say 7-8 is actually 7-8. I feel like the Lakers might beat the Thunder. Like that's just how I feel because they're so young, and I feel like LeBron, it is IQ. As long as AD stays healthy, if AD stays healthy, I feel like they will still beat. I think they would beat the Thunder. But as far as playing the Pelicans, listen, man, I done heard a lot of wild stuff. I done heard, hey man, go ahead, lose this game. Go ahead, lose this game and avoid the Nuggets, which I think is very, very goofy, man. I completely agree with Shane in the sense that, man, now we out here avoiding folks. Either if you scared, say you scared. You know what I'm saying? Now, but I think that people talking. I don't think that's the Lakers' MO. I don't think that's what they're gonna do. But laying down in this game and risking losing the next game, I don't think it's worth it. Like play a game. If you lose, cool. If you win, cool. Like go ahead and play the Nuggets in round 1. Y'all old anyway. We've been talking about it. If y'all season in early, so what?
Real quick, Cavante, do you believe in the Minnesota? I know we talked about young teams. Do you believe in Minnesota? Karl Anthony Towns is back. I know you were a little skeptical on them. They've been pretty good all year because they got Phoenix. They got Phoenix in round 1.
Listen, man. I like with Cat back. I like Minnesota a lot more. Suns have been skeptical all year. I'm not a fan of them just putting folks together and creating a.
Oh, they playing YMCA ball. They just playing pickup ball.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like it's still a lot of one-on-one ball. And you know when you get deep into the playoffs, none of that works. You know what I'm saying? Like you may get through round 1 like that, but I don't think you can go deep into the playoffs like that. But Minnesota has a fighting chance. It's not a foregone conclusion that Phoenix are gonna just run over Minnesota. Minnesota has been a lot better in recent memory. Shout out to the Edwards holding it down. And Cat's back. I like them moving forward. The Kings and the Warriors. The Kings are one of those sneaky teams, man. One game.
Yeah.
If it's one game, they could catch somebody sleeping. They could definitely catch somebody sleeping in one game. and the Warriors, what is Draymond going to do? Like, Draymond is the wild card with the Warriors. What is he going to do? Is he going to do something to help the Warriors, or is he going to do something to hurt the Warriors? And because we already know what Steph Curry is going to give us, we have a good idea of like how the offense is going to run and all that. And Draymond Green is a huge part in that. Is he going to keep his head on straight? That is the question with the Warriors. So yeah, that's what I think about the West. In the East, I like Miami. Like Shane said, no, I don't care where Miami is. Miami gonna play ball, and they don't care who, what. One game, Miami gonna play ball. I've never been a believer of the Sixers. Ever since they picked up Ben Simmons, I've never been a believer of them.
Hold up, wait, Ben Simmons. I didn't forgot that Ben Simmons is back over there. Oh, Jesus Christ!
It's easy to forget. And the Bulls, Hawks. I ain't gonna hold you. That's a WC.
Yeah, whoever getting that, they're getting swept by whoever they play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the East, like Shane said, is basically the Celtics and everybody else.
It's basically, it's literally the Celtics season to lose.
Yep. Especially in the East. Right? I don't think really anybody just get past Miami. Make sure you get past Miami, and I think everyone else is pretty much smooth sailing until the finals.
Because people, I want you to understand something, and here's what's really sad about the East. The second seed in the East has 50 wins. But if you look over on the West, I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams that have 50 wins. 5. Okay? So but then even if you look at the 6 and 7 seed, 49 wins. I mean, we all know the West has been stronger than the East for a long time. Just recently, the East finally picked it up a little bit. But this year, the West has shown everybody, no, they back to business. They back to business, and that's just what it is. And that's why I said it'll be the Celtics season to lose, because the only team that really could, I think, matchup wise, could give Celtics the problems is Miami, because New York is just one of those teams that's just kind of pesky. They kind of remind me of the Wisconsin Badgers of college football. That's who they are. They're just that pesky team that just there, and you know they're gonna probably score some points. So it's just like, all right. We all know Milwaukee right now. I feel like they haven't really figured it out with Dame and stuff like that. But I think once they do figure it out with Dame, that team's gonna be a little bit different. But when you brought up Cat and Anthony Edwards, bro, and I really like Minnesota in the West, and I see them in the Western Conference Finals, and I don't know why, but I really see them there.
Hot take.
I really see them there because the Nuggets, we know they're gonna get. I feel like the Nuggets will be there. The Thunder, I think they're probably gonna get. With you, Cavante, I think they're probably gonna get knocked out round 1. That's just me because
it's the Nuggets, yo. I mean, round 1, like it's the Lakers. It depends. It depends who that 8 seed is.
Yeah, it depends on who that 8 seed is.
Because if Sacramento gets that 8 seed, I like OKC.
Right.
If Sacramento gets the 8 seed, I like OKC.
Right. But if it's the Lakers, I'm definitely gonna roll with the Lakers on that one, because that experience is gonna overwhelm them. But I just get that feeling that there's a collision course between the T-Wolves and the Nuggets. They're on a collision course, and I think that those two teams are gonna be nasty, as always. But it's just that Anthony Edwards, that boy on a mission. That boy, that I like a dude. And Cavante, I love my trash talkers. I'd like a dude who got that dog in him. He just got that dog in him. You can't beat that kind of dog. Like that's a pit bull with the little chain around his neck with the spikes coming out. You can't let that boy loose. You let that boy shoot.
With plus that dog with a 40-inch vertical.
Right.
Go ahead, Raj.
All right.
Yeah, Raj, you got this, man.
This is how I feel. Everybody knows I'm a Lakers fan. I think we need to beat the Pelicans. I think they need to beat them, because I do not see them winning out of Sacramento or Golden State. To me, the matchups don't favor the Lakers if they do lose to the Pelicans. So they need to beat them to get in. Now, granted, if they do win, they got to play the Denver Nuggets. I get it, and we might get swept again, like we did last year. But that's their only way into the playoffs because I don't see them beating either the Golden State Warriors or the Sacramento Kings. And with that said, I do think that the Lakers do take care of the Pelicans just like they did Sunday. They're going to take care of them again tomorrow, or tomorrow. But yeah, I see the Lakers winning that out of Golden State and Sacramento. I'm gonna roll with Golden State. I think Golden State is going to take it as well. I think Draymond Green does have his head on correctly, and I do think that Stephen Curry and them boys is going to take care of Sacramento. It's going to be a dogfight though, because De'Aaron Fox is no slouch, and the other boys is no slouch either. But I think Malik Monk is hurt, if I'm not mistaken.
Bonus like a mini Joker.
Yeah. So I'm rolling with Golden State, Miami and Philly. I think both of those teams get in. I don't think it matters like who wins. It don't matter who wins, Philly or Miami. One of them is going to take 7. One of them is going to take 8. I have no faith in Atlanta. No faith in Chicago. I don't even know why they're in this situation. But it's going to be fun to see Atlanta and Chicago play each other just to see them get kicked out before the playoffs begin. So there you go.
I hope
that's your playing tournament.
Get kicked out. Like I don't even know why. Like whoever came in with this playing, I mean,
it's cool though. Don't get me wrong, it is cool, but just Miami, Chicago, Miami and not Miami, Chicago and Atlanta have been awful this year. They just been pathetic.
Bro, they shouldn't even be in the conversation, but unfortunately we're here.
Missed a real quick preview of the schedule. Looks like we'll get the Knicks early on Saturday. Orlando, shout out to them making the playoffs without making the play-in. They made it straight in.
Oh, big ups to the Magic. I think, God damn, the Magic up in there and they right in the mix. Like they in the playoffs, like not in the play-in.
That boy from Duke.
Yep, Bongaro. Yep.
That's
and
what I'm saying.
Dallas,
that boy from
Dallas
Duke, he different.
I think that Dallas and the Clippers series is going to be the best series in round 1. Just me.
I think Dallas is going to beat the Clippers.
Yeah,
It was up 3-1. They was up 3-1 a couple years ago.
I mean, Kawhi Leonard is not healthy yet again in this playoff time. That brother's never healthy. I do not understand it.
So we all know, but this is why this is why I'm glad the NBA has kind of got rid of that. Is finding ways to try to eliminate the low management stuff, especially with them telling the players that they got to play a certain amount of games in order to even be considered for certain awards, so that way they can get that extra cash that they want so bad. I'm glad they did that because, like, you know who actually played all of his games this year, although he didn't perform the greatest. But look at Chet Holmgren. Chet Holmgren played all 82 games this year.
Right.
He played all 82. And that's how it should be. But unfortunately, you got guys like Kawhi, he'd be like, nah, I don't feel like playing tonight. He'll go sit home. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy to me, you know? I mean, Kyrie, well, he's different. We all know Kyrie a little different, but Kyrie at least played his games this year. Anthony Davis, Mark, you just brought it up. 76 games. He played 76 this year.
That's an accomplishment. That is an
accomplishment because we all know AD. That dude, his legs like toothpicks.
He get past 55, and it's like what?
Yeah, he got past 55 games. Oh snap! But I think that that's been part of the problem is this low management. But like I said, I don't think the Clippers gonna beat them either. I'm with you, Rod. They ain't gonna beat them.